Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Yes, the final numbers, well, not the final numbers, but the numbers we had been expecting, the numbers we'd been kind of waiting for, the proof that we all needed to go out there and push back against all the naysayers out there. Ladies and gentlemen, the Acolyte has officially become not only the lowest rated Star Wars property in history, yes, ladies and gentlemen, beating the holiday special, but now it is officially the lowest watched Disney Star Wars Plus series ever. Yes, boys and girls, the Nielsen numbers are in, and just like what we saw with the Samba numbers, history doesn't just repeat itself, it also rhymes, because the Acolyte has officially disappeared from the Nielsen ratings as well. Something that not even Andor could pull off its an entire run. Yes, the least Star Wars show, the least Star Wars product that they'd ever made, according to their own words, is now more watched and more liked than the latest abomination from Disney Star Wars that had all the lightsabers, that had a great tease of a bait and switch of Carrie-Anne Moss being in the series, and honestly had some great actors. Lee Jung-jae was great. He's probably the only redeemable part about this entire show. And still, all the lightsabers, all the force powers, talking about bringing the Jedi in, even with all of that, and even with all you pixie dusters out there pushing this nonsense, still, once again, at the end of the day, 2 + 2 still equals 4, and the Acolyte is a dog that will not hunt and has failed by every real measure you can count with the entire Star Wars fan base. And boys and girls, that's a beautiful thing to talk about. So we're going to get into this article from CosmicBook.News and check out all the juicy details of exactly how abysmally bad this thing has failed. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe and or follow if you have not already, because we have finally crossed 800 over there on Rumble and YouTube. And I could not do that without every single one of you. We're sailing our way towards 900, and you all can help with that. Also, leave us a comment down below and tell me, does this surprise you at all? Are you one of those people out there that enjoyed the show and loved it and cannot understand why everyone else didn't? Well, please leave us a comment down below and let us know what you think about this entire Acolyte series and how far much lost all of the fans they have done. The Acolyte disappears from Nielsen charts, now the least watched Star Wars series on Disney Plus, and even lower than Andor. Yes, the series that was the least Star Wars of all of the Disney Star Wars products. The poor Wookiees wasted on such a sad series. It's learned that with its 4th episode, the Acolyte is no longer appearing on the Nielsen ratings viewership charts. Boys and girls, 4 episodes! They got 3 episodes to chart on the Nielsen ratings. And now, with its 4th episode, poof, gone. Everyone checked out. This is hilarious. The data suggests that The Acolyte is now the least watched Star Wars series on Disney Plus, and the viewership is now lower than Andor. Yes, boys and girls, lower than Andor. The Acolyte went from 488 minutes with its 2-episode premiere to 370 with episode 3. 370. And obviously that brings them in. This is the first one right here where you've got all of that kind of stuff, and now it's not on there at all, boys and girls, at all. June 17th to June 23rd. Netflix, Prime Video, Netflix, Hulu, Netflix, Peacock, Netflix, Paramount Plus, Hulu, Netflix, Paramount Plus, Netflix. Anybody notice something missing from there? Oh yes, Disney Plus. King of Collectibles, The Golden Touch, which came out in 2023, on Netflix. What, you say? Haven't heard of that. Me neither. Is beating Disney Star Wars' The Acolyte, which means that it has fallen below 298 million minutes watched, boys and girls. Yeah, that's a number you can count. That's a number you can measure. That's a number you can compare to other things. Unlike the BS Disney numbers that they put out, but that also told us this premiere was less watched than Ahsoka. So, however, the Nielsen charts are now out for the week of that episode 4 was released on Disney Plus, and The Acolyte is a no-show. At the number 10 spot is Netflix King of Collectibles. By the way, Cosmic Book News tells you it's a great show. Haven't watched it, maybe I should check it out. Obviously, it's better than The Acolyte, with 298. So that means The Acolyte is below that number, which means we will never know how bad this truly got according to the Nielsen ratings, unless I think you actually pay for it and dig deeply into it, but I don't think most people are going to do that. And even then, those numbers might not be represented there either. We'll never know how bad it got. But we know that it's worse than everything else Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, Bob Iger, and now Leslie Headland have put out over there at Disney Star Wars. Cosmic Book News goes on to say, I'm not actually surprised, as episode 3 of The Acolyte is arguably the worst of the series, featuring that flashback, and I think it turned off a lot of fans because it was so bad. Last week, for my birthday, I went to a concert with a normie friend of mine who told me him and his daughter stopped watching after episode 3. They loved Hawkeye, by the way. So these are normies, right? Complete and total. And yes, it's anecdotal. It's anecdotal, of course, but it's anecdotal that's backed up by actual real numbers and facts that you can look at and compare to. That's why this anecdote means something, boys and girls, and they loved Hawkeye. Okay? Come on. These ain't exactly your hardcore fans out there. The drop in viewership also fits with the data provided by Samba TV, which provides more up-to-date info. Their charts also reveal a decline in viewership, with episode 6 following that big lightsaber battle. The Acolyte no longer appears on the Samba TV charts either. Bye-bye. So long. Nice to know you. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, because you are off our charts now, boys and girls. We've also been comparing The Acolyte to Ahsoka. In its week 4, the Ahsoka landed on the Nielsen charts with 459. How about Andor? With episode 4, Andor actually saw a big bump, likely due to word of mouth of the series is really good, which is, yes, I didn't watch the Andor series, but for everybody that watched it, for the most part, most people that I heard, even from our corner of the fellowship, even from our corner of the internet, actually did enjoy it. But they also some of them really liked the director that was behind it and his style of making television as well. So that probably had something to do with it. But needless to say, it was good, and it appeared on the Nielsen charts with 485. Andor Season 5, 356. Season 6, 418. Boba Fett also came at 580 for episode 4. Obi-Wan at 682. The Mandalorian Season 3, arguably the most successful Disney Star Wars property that they have put out there on Disney Plus, and arguably probably all of Disney Star Wars, truth be told, literally triple what Ahsoka or what The Acolyte brought in. And that's during its 3rd season, which had its lowest viewership for all of The Mandalorian. Boba Fett also came in 580, episode 4, Obi-Wan, 682. The Mandalorian season 3 at 795. Mando season 2, 939. The Acolyte recently aired its final episode. No season 2 announcement has been made. Data from the premiere also revealed that 75% of Mandalorian's viewers didn't turn in. Disney Star Wars is dead. Ladies and gentlemen, every single product that they put out there is worse than the last one. Fine if you liked it. by all means, snort your pixie dust and enjoy it. And you know what? Maybe that's a little harsh. Maybe you're just a casual. Maybe you're somebody who doesn't take a lot to please them. I'm like that with a lot of things. It doesn't take me much to keep me happy. I am just your humble common nerd after all. That's why I call myself that. It's literally one of them situations where I am not an expert on any of this kind of stuff. Jack of all trades, master of none, but sometimes better than a master of one. That's the kind of nerd I am. At the end of the day, even people like me, who some would probably argue is more of a casual than a hardcore fan of Star Wars, and certainly there are more hardcore fans out there than me by a long shot. Even people that are more casual than I am could not stand this show, could not put up with its nonsensical writing, its bait and switch BS, and its complete and total destruction of what we knew about the Jedi and everything that had come before this series. So color me shocked there, boys and girls. Color me shocked there, Kathleen Kennedy, Leslie Headland, Bob Iger, and Dave Filoni. Color me shocked there that your complete and total destruction of canon, destruction of lore, and obvious pushing of agenda has failed miserably. The times, they are a-changin', boys and girls. The Overton window has shifted back to where it belongs. Well, at least starting to slide that way. And the pendulum is in full swing back the other way. They are losing, and this is another example of that. You know what works? Making the fans happy. Not only just making the fans happy, but sticking by your own lore, sticking by your own continuity, and I know, strange concept, qualified writers that actually know what they're doing, and qualified showrunners that actually know what they're doing and respect the lore, respect the IP, and most of all, respect the customer. Because at the end of the day, we're the ones paying your bills. We buy your toys, we go see your movies, and we watch your shows. But here's the thing. You don't respect us, and you don't care about us. You use Star Wars solely as a vehicle for your own nonsense and for your own agenda. And guess what? The mainstream, the Star Wars fans, and even the casuals have rejected your nonsense, which is why Disney Star Wars is dead. And the Acolyte is just the latest nail in the coffin to prove that everything Disney touches turns to dust. And that Disney Star Wars has been an abysmal failure ran by ignorant idiots that either absolutely hate everything that Star Wars is, don't care about the lore, or are just enough of a pussy to not stand up and actually do anything about it. Yes, Dave Filoni, I'm looking at you. So be shamed, Disney Star Wars, because the Acolyte is just another on the long list of failures that you have had time and time again. Burn, Disney, burn. You get exactly what you deserve.